Hello friends, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be doing a what I ate and how I exercised for a day on the WeightWatchers MyWW Blue plan. This video is of January 1st, so it was of my first day of the new year, and it's going to be a combination of the food that I had and some little vloggy bits of my exercise. I will mention, as a bit of context for this video, that my partner and I did have a very indulgent meal very late at night on New Year's Eve. So we had a roasted turkey dinner with a fair bit of wine. One of my favorite foods is stuffing. I may have eaten 3 servings worth of stuffing and then a chocolate croissant for dessert. It was a lot of food, and I think we finished eating at like 10:30 p.m. or something like that, so very late. So I did find that even though I went to bed shortly after midnight, when I woke up the next morning, I was really still feeling very full and actually not the greatest because I'm not used to eating that kind of heavier, more indulgent food. So my meals were pushed off a little bit, even though I do tend to not eat breakfast in any case. I did find that this day was a little bit lighter in terms of eating, but I think this is also a good way to look at no matter how one day was, the next day you can be right back on track again. So starting out my day, I did start with my usual coffee. I have espresso with some foamed 2% milk, and I do put a package of equal sweetener in there because I do like having my coffee a little bit on the sweet side. I tend to count my coffee in the morning as 3 points because I do have about half a cup of 2% milk. I then decided to go for a good long walk for my exercise that day, and basically a number of the days prior I had been pretty much housebound because it had been an ice storm and a blizzard and just all kinds of miserable outside. So I had been going to my gym to exercise, but I finally was able to get out and go for a walk. So I have some vloggy bits here of my walk because I live in a pretty cool part of Ottawa that is very close to downtown. What I will do is pop a timestamp right here if you want to skip past that. I do apologize for the noise and stuff in this. I'm still very much figuring out filming on the go, so I appreciate your patience, and yeah, here's a bit of my walk. So I'm pretty lucky in where I live that I'm surrounded by some pretty beautiful places. So this river is right outside of my building, and there's kayakers who kayak here, some of them for the Olympic team, and yeah, I mean, when I say right outside my building, that's my building, and there's the river. Got my new Christmas toque on. Getting in a bit of exercise. So this is one of my favorite buildings in Ottawa. It's the Supreme Court of Canada. There we go. It's a different building. I just like how Art Deco it is, and it's gorgeous at night when they light it with a bunch of uplighting, and it's just my favorite building. And now we start to approach the Parliament buildings, which are always impressive. There we go, Parliament buildings with a lot of construction going on. And more construction. It's going to be like a 10-year project. But there it is, Peace Tower, on the walk. So in the summer, these are the locks of the Rideau Canal where boats come up. And this is a hotel. This is the Chateau Laurier. It's not the best view of it, but beautiful old hotel. See this impressive castle-like building? Wanna know what this is? This is the Canada Revenue Agency. So those are the people who take your taxes. Once I got back, it was then time for my lunch. So here we go with lunch. Lunch is a big pile of oven roasted cauliflower and broccoli. I've put on top of that just some sriracha for spice, and then I had half of a fresh lime left over from a different recipe, so I just put that on top as well. Hopefully that's good. A couple slices of light rye bread, which is 3 points for 2 slices, and then 2 wedges of Laughing Cow garlic cheese, so 2 points. So basically this is a 5-point spread here.
And for those of you in Canada, let me just show you, the veggies that I roasted are these, a whole pack of these winter vegetables from No Name. I think these are usually like $2.50 per big container, and this would normally be like a portion for 2 people, but basically I put my oven up to 400 degrees, put these in for like 45 minutes, and they get nice and roasty and browned and just crispy and delicious. This is not a very high protein lunch, but I'm planning on having a high protein snack a little later on in the afternoon.
The fresh lime juice on the vegetables was so good. It added this really sort of nice, refreshing, tangy taste to it. So I would definitely do sriracha and fresh lime juice on roasted veggies again. It was really, really tasty. Now on to my snack prep. I'm going to prep my snack now, which is going to be 0% Greek yogurt mixed with a scoop of this protein powder. This is birthday cake flavor, which makes it super nice and sweet. And I'm going to have that and sort of use it as a dip with a nice green apple. I just have 2 things of yogurt out because this is like getting close to the end, but it's not quite enough. If you are here in Canada, I don't know if this is also a thing in the US or anywhere else, Liberté yogurt, I mean, I always buy the like unflavored 0% now, but they have some of the best flavors of yogurt and like just so good. But then this was the one I found on sale this week, which is the Skyer yogurt. I had it once and it was really, really good, and then I realized that it wasn't the 0%, but this is the 0% plain. This is Icelandic style yogurt, but really it's like Greek yogurt, it's high protein. Yeah. And I originally was going to have this later on in the afternoon, but I just wasn't hungry. So I'm going to prep this and take it over to my partner's place to have as an evening snack instead. I just tend not to really film while I was over there or while I am over there, so I thought I would show you here first. This is what it looks like all mixed up. It's pretty thick. It's almost like a frosting consistency. And I hope you can see there's actually a few little like sprinkles in there, which I don't know, just makes it feel extra fun. I did end up adding just a couple drops of vanilla extract into here just to make it extra nice. And sometimes if it's too thick, I will add a splash of milk to thin it out a bit. As I mentioned in that video, I did end up having that snack after dinner. It was again because I had eaten so much the night before that it just kind of pushed everything off. I wasn't that hungry until later on in the day. For dinner, I did go over to my partner's place. We reheated some of the roast turkey. I had white meat, basically turkey breast, so that was 0 points. And I made to go with it this very light and very refreshing, just really cool and tangy Thai salad. Now, one of the things I will mention is that I will be sharing the recipe for this salad tomorrow on my channel, doing a little bit of a cookbook turned Weight Watchers recipes type of thing. You'll see it when it comes on tomorrow. So if you're interested in seeing this Thai salad, which is like tangy and spicy and refreshing and very light and only 1 Weight Watchers point on the blue plan for like all of it, then stay tuned for tomorrow's video. So that whole dinner ended up being just 1 point. So I'm now going to talk about what happens in life is that I did not plan enough points for the day. If you're looking at what I've eaten so far, you were probably thinking like, that's not very much. Like I still had a huge number of points left over. And because I didn't plan well, I ended up snacking in the evening. So I ended up having about 1 ounce of cheese for 4 points, but then I also ended up having 3/4 of an ounce of this dark chocolate with raspberry, and that ended up being 6 points. And this is one of those things that I need to get better at. It's kind of the same way that you almost don't want to track when you had something that isn't really on plan. I didn't film it. Like I didn't film myself having the chocolate, like somehow that wasn't going to count. But I always want to share with you on this channel like the good decisions, the not so great decisions, the on the fly decisions, the ones that maybe I wish I didn't make. I had the points for it. It was no big deal. I ended up still having 4 points to roll over that day. But if I was to go back and learn from what I did, I would have built in more filling, point-filled foods during the day so that I wasn't so hungry in the evening. On that day, I did end up getting 11 fit points. I've mentioned before that I track my fitness with my Apple Watch. So I was able to get 730 active calories that day for an overall calorie burn for the day of 2,535. And I did walk a total of 15,333 steps, which translated to 10.5 kilometers. And I think another learning for me in terms of having those munchies later on in the evening is that when I am getting 10 or 11 fit points during the day and getting a fair bit of exercise, I really need to make sure that I'm eating, I'm planning to eat at my level of points, because I will be hungry for it. And if I don't plan to eat those points, I'll end up eating foods that weren't part of my plan. So that is my video for today. I hope it was helpful for you. If you did enjoy it, please give this a thumbs up. Please look out for my video coming tomorrow. I'll give you a little sneak peek of what it is now. I basically took one of the cookbooks from my collection, which is very much not a Weight Watchers cookbook, and chose some recipes to either do that were Weight Watchers friendly or find ways to transform them to make them more point friendly. So I'm going to talk about that in tomorrow's video. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in my next one.